Hello, welcome back to Defense Info, one stop solution for all your defense need. Follow us on Instagram ID and the link is given on the description box. And friends, if you have any query, you can mail us on defenseinfo2020 at the rate gmail.com. So, friends, the wait is over finally. I've collected all the data, resources, reviews from the candidates, as well as I've framed my research based analysis on expected cutoff prediction for the UPSC Combined Defense Service Examination 01 2023 written examination, which was conducted on 16th of April 2023 by the UPSC all across the country. So, friends, first I'm going to tell you, just check your question paper from renowned sources or academy answer keys, and then friends, do cross check your question paper again with the Google as well as the NCRT. And friends, finally you have to calculate your answer sheet properly with the correct formula. So what is the correct formula? This is the correct formula for GK and English: 5 by 6 into correct questions that you have answers that you have marked, minus 5 by 18 into incorrect answers. For maths, 1 into correct questions answer and minus 1 by third of incorrect answer. So this is the formula. You can take a screenshot of it and you have to utilize the same formula, friends. Now talking about level of difficulty of UPSC CDSE 01 2023. First is that English is easy to moderate. Second, GK was a standard paper. And third, maths, it was also a standard paper. Now, why I'm saying the standard paper? Because both the paper was quite different this time. For GK, it was tricky, more specifically in the option area, and for the maths there are a lot of statement based questions, and of course it was difficult compared to last 5 times. Similarly, for the English paper, it was easier compared to last 3 papers, and there were few areas which were moderate, like close test, PQRS, and the part of speech was bit tricky. Rest, the paper was very much standard, and of course your knowledge plus your logical sense both are required, because quite the UPSC is working quite on your analytic parts. Now first, talking about good score in this paper. So for English, if you're scoring 65 to 70 marks between, you're scoring good marks. Similarly for GK, if you're scoring 30 marks around or above, you're scoring good marks. And for maths, if you're scoring between 35 to 40, you're scoring good marks. So these are good marks as if we compare the paper standard. Now friends, let me tell you of GK paper. So GK paper were framed in such a way to trick the candidates, especially the options. And of course you need logical reasoning apart from having a good conceptual analyze knowledge. So in order to solve this question paper, you have to need to apply your proactive application of your brain. So let's try to solve few question with elimination method using common sense. So I'm using set number A. So first question, Manav is planning to visit UNESCO World Heritage Site in Delhi. So by seeing the option, you can enlist Red Fort, Qutub Minar, Jama Masjid, Humayun Tomb, and India Gate. So first thing is very much important, that heritage means old, and of course UNESCO is a world is a universal organization, will not generally prefer any religious site but a historic site. Similarly for India Gate was made very late, and it is generally made to pay homage to the Indian soldiers who were martyred. So India Gate and your Jama Masjid you can eliminate by this method. And if you see that the option, so option C will be the relevant and it is the correct option. Similarly for the next question, friends, order of pH of the substance. You know, from the UPSC past year paper, you will get a reference. If your first preference and the last preference is the same in two question, then there is a chance that out of this two question, one of the option will be the correct answer. Okay, from this question, two option you see, the last option C and D. So from here you need to know citric acid. Lemon consists of citric acid and coffee consists of caffeine, and blood is slightly acidic, and milk of magnesia is very much alkaline. Okay. So lemon, of course, citric acid, so it will be front, and of course milk of magnesia, it will be going to be last. But coffee, remember, it consists of caffeine. If you use some logic ठीक है. If you have seen the paper, it consists of caffeine, so it is slightly more acidic than the blood. So option D will be the correct option, and this way you can use logical method to eliminate the answer, eliminate the options. Similarly, for this question, Swayam program, which one of the following is not a part of the Swayam program? See, if you see option A, C and D, which are very much interconnected and related to online resources, so only option B is left, which is based on physical resources. By seeing the option which is not the part of Swayam option, so option B would be the most correct as per logical reasoning. And if you generally match with the online resources also, you will get to know that the option B is the correct one. Similarly, next question is talking about soil, characteristic of soil. See, first statement and third statement is enough to solve the paper, solve the question. Is that first statement, soil consists of various proportion of sand, slate and clay. So by sensing this statement, you will get to know that clay binding capacity is very good, and of course the soil would be fertile in nature. And the third option, that this soil consists of further classified on the basis of their age, which means Bhabar and Khadar are generally or also been characterized based on age, because these are newer alluvium and another is older alluvium. So option A, that is alluvium soil, will be the correct option. And see, by reading statement 1, you can easily eliminate laterite and aride, and by reading the statement 3, you will get to know that between option A and D, option A is the correct one. Now talking about, friends, the next question, which one of the following provinces is not a single largest party state provinces, okay, of the Indian National Congress? So friends, you will find Assam as a common province in option B, C and D. If you know about Assam, Assam has a Hindu majority state and it has a unique distinct culture. So of course Muslim League haven't won any election there, right? And talking about there, the of course INC have reached to a some vote to consider themselves as a single largest party, right? So if you use just common sense about the geographical location about the place, you will get to know that option B, C, D are incorrect. Only one option, by using elimination method, if you know Assam, you can eliminate rest other three option, and option A is the correct one. Now similarly, the next question, friends, see, Indus River basin is extended up to what? First thing we know that Himachal Pradesh, three rivers flow, Ravi, Bias and Satluj. Similarly, from Ladakh, JNK, your Indus, your Chenab and Ravi goes from the, of course, it goes from Punjab, it goes from some area of Haryana, especially this Chandigarh, and of course your Rajasthan also, because Rajasthan there is a famous place that is a Indira Gandhi Canal. Okay, it is there in static GK also. If you get to know, you will reach to option D, and option D is the correct one. Okay, now similarly, friends, talking about cutoff based analysis, friends, so first thing you need to know, it is depend on three factor: number of applicant, number of vacancy and difficult level. So this year's difficult level I've already discussed, good score is also discussed. So rest, move to the next one, is that the reference of past 5 years papers. Okay, so in the 5 years past examination, you see vacancy is between 345 to 339, and candidate who have been cleared is between 6850 to 6550 between range. So based on vacancies, you see generally the candidates are qualifying. How these candidates are qualifying? So if you take a reference of UPSC CDSE 01 2023, this time the vacancy is 341, and I'm telling you 6550 to 6850 around candidates. Between this candidate will going to clear again this written examination and will going to qualify for the SSB interview round. So if you analyze that, 19 to 20 times of the total vacancy of people are been clearing every time. If you do calculation, you will get to know. So by this reference, you will get to know that between this only the candidate will going to clear again this time. So if you take a reference of the candidate, so I took a review of the given by the 9 times CDS candidate cleared candidate. So he have told that the level of this paper was tricky, and tricky was generally the options, and he is giving respect to the paper setter. Even there are so many map questions were there this time. Okay, and you know, if you take the reference of the map, you see previous in the UPSC prelims paper previous year, the map wala question was started coming, right? UPSC is giving reference preference to the map based question. Of course there are a lot of issues regarding Ukraine, Russia and the other sectors. Because of that they are bringing these things. Now because of the question are unexpected area like Solicitor General, Citizenship Act, okay, paper was tricky. Especially English, there are few parts were tricky, like part of speech, and in maths there was statement based question which were very challenging, and a lot of question were remainder theorem, based on remainder theorem. So this was a review of a particular candidate. He was also given his own expectation in the cutoff. Now talking about, friends, the rest other candidates analysis. So some say that paper was, compared to previous time, English paper was easier, okay. Comprehensive was bit tricky and doable, but sentence ordering, that is PQRS, were of good level. Okay, although 60 marks is not very tough to get, and especially for the GK it was on the tougher side. Of course geography question were tricky, but you know that it can be solved through elimination method. And maths were full of surprises. Even I'm telling you that the SSC teacher is also been praising the this year's CDS maths paper. And similarly other candidate are also telling that science question were based on NCERT, and it was framed in such a way that candidate will definitely going to commit mistake, okay. So that's why reading the paper is very much important, especially the questions. Now the next thing is that I have discussed one poll to opinion, and I have got lot of result. Based on my analysis statistical data, I have framed the cutoff. So this year's cutoff will be based on OTA. The expected cutoff for the UPSC CDSE 01 2023 is 96 to 100 marks. Similarly, expected cutoff for the IMA will be 130 to 135 marks. Similarly, for the Indian Naval Academy, it will be 125 to 129 marks. So friends, especially talking about the Indian Air Force Academy, that is 142 to 145 marks will be expected cutoff. And I'm telling you, if you are scoring below 95 for the OTA, don't get depressed. Let me tell you, friend, my own expectation cutoff might get fault. Okay, and I hope it get fault. It remain below 95 only, and this time my own expectation should get fault, should get flop, so that lot of candidate clear this time. Okay, all the best to all of you. And friends, if anyone wanted our personal interview mock, so you can avail by going to the defenseinfo2020@gmail.com. You just drop the mail and just pay through the link, and you can take our mock as well. It is having the candidate having lot of good reviews around it, and you can also see one of the reviews. And friends, if you like this video, do hit the bell icon below, share this video among your friends and fellow defense aspirant, subscribe this channel and join our Telegram channel as well as group, and mail us if you have any query. And friends, meet you soon with a new video.